Hello everyone, we spend so much of our time chasing the idea of being attractive. We think it's about looks, or style, or charisma, but here's the truth. Being truly attractive has very little to do with how you look, and everything to do with how you show up. Let me tell you a story. A few years ago, I met a man at a conference. He wasn't flashy, he wasn't loud, he wasn't even particularly good-looking by traditional standards. But something about him was magnetic. Everyone wanted to talk to him. Everyone wanted to sit near him. He had that thing. Highly attractive people possess a unique quality that draws others in. And it's not about looks, charisma, or wealth. It's something far more profound: curiosity. When someone leads with curiosity, they are engaging in a deep, authentic process of understanding others. Curiosity is the foundation of meaningful connections, and it's one of the most powerful traits that highly attractive people cultivate. Attractive individuals don't focus on impressing others with their accomplishments or opinions. Instead, they prioritize asking questions and truly listening to the answers. They are interested in other people's perspectives, ideas, and experiences. This genuine curiosity fosters a sense of connection that goes beyond superficial interactions. Instead of constantly talking about themselves or waiting for their turn to speak, they lean in, ask thoughtful questions, and let the conversation unfold naturally. This habit stems from a belief that everyone has something valuable to share. Rather than assuming they know everything or projecting their own views onto others, they approach each conversation with a sense of openness and humility. They don't walk into a room thinking about how they can shine, but rather how they can learn from those around them. This kind of humility is magnetic. People are drawn to them because they make others feel important, valued, and heard. Curiosity in communication goes beyond the simple act of asking questions. It's about being present and actively engaged. Highly attractive people don't just ask questions for the sake of filling the silence. They ask because they truly want to know the answers. They listen with the intent to understand, not to respond. There's a significant difference between listening to respond and listening to understand. When someone listens to understand, they absorb the speaker's words, process them, and then engage in a meaningful dialogue that builds connection. Moreover, curiosity is not a one-time act, it's a mindset. Highly attractive people consistently show interest in those around them, whether they've known the person for a long time or are meeting them for the first time. They are not fixated on their own thoughts or what they have to say next. Instead, they remain present, open to the newness of every interaction. This is why they seem to have an almost magnetic presence. It's not because they dominate the conversation, but because they create a space where others feel comfortable sharing their thoughts and feelings. This approach to curiosity also makes people feel like their ideas and experiences matter. In a world where many people are caught up in the noise of social media, where everything is about getting attention or being seen, someone who is genuinely interested in what you have to say stands out. They make others feel that their thoughts and experiences are not just heard, but truly valued. This creates a sense of mutual respect and admiration, which is the essence of true attraction. There is also a quiet confidence that comes from leading with curiosity. Highly attractive people are not intimidated by the knowledge or opinions of others. Instead of feeling threatened or insecure, they approach new ideas and perspectives with a sense of curiosity. They are not afraid of being wrong or admitting that they don't have all the answers. This humility allows them to grow, learn, and evolve, which only enhances their attractiveness. In addition, curiosity leads to discovery not just about others, but about themselves. When someone actively engages with the world and the people around them with curiosity, they open themselves up to new experiences and insights. This continuous learning process helps them develop a well-rounded, enriched perspective on life, which in turn makes them more interesting and attractive to be around. Curiosity is, in many ways, a form of selflessness. It requires focusing on the other person and their needs, desires, and perspectives. It requires putting aside one's ego and allowing the other person to take center stage. This selflessness is incredibly appealing because, in a world often focused on self-promotion and self-interest, Someone who can step back and genuinely care about others' experiences is a rare and valuable presence. People who lead with curiosity are like breath of fresh air, constantly seeking to expand their understanding of the world, which in turn attracts others to them. In summary, the secret to becoming a highly attractive person is not about how you present yourself outwardly, but about how you engage with others. By leading with curiosity, you invite others into a deeper, more meaningful interaction. You make people feel heard, understood, and valued. In this process, not only do you build authentic relationships, but you also become someone others are naturally drawn to. Curiosity, when genuinely practiced, is the key to unlocking an attractive and magnetic presence. Authenticity is one of the most powerful traits that highly attractive people possess. It's not about presenting a perfect version of oneself, but rather being real, showing vulnerability, and allowing others to see the person behind the facade. The idea that attractiveness stems from perfection is a misconception. In reality, it's the ability to be authentic, flaws and all, that makes someone truly magnetic. When people show up as their authentic selves, they create an environment of trust and connection, which is the foundation of any meaningful relationship. Highly attractive people don't hide behind masks or try to portray a version of themselves that they believe others will find more appealing. Instead, they embrace their true selves, including their imperfections. They understand that being real is far more compelling than pretending to be someone they are not. This doesn't mean that they lack self-awareness or are unapologetically unrefined, but it means they don't feel the need to put on a show to gain approval. They are comfortable in their own skin, which in turn makes others feel comfortable around them. This authenticity isn't just about how someone appears to others. It's also about how they feel about themselves. People who are authentic know who they are and are at peace with their own identity. They don't feel the need to seek validation or change who they are in order to fit into a mold. They have an internal sense of confidence that comes from being aligned with their values, beliefs, and goals. This self-assurance is incredibly attractive because it radiates outward and influences how they engage with the world around them. One of the key aspects of authenticity is the ability to be vulnerable. Vulnerability often gets a bad rap in a world that prizes strength and invulnerability. But in reality, it is one of the most attractive qualities a person can possess. When someone is willing to share their struggles, their uncertainties, and their fears, they invite others to do the same. This creates a deep, human connection based on mutual understanding. It shows that they are not afraid to be seen as imperfect, which makes them approachable and relatable. Being authentic also involves embracing one's flaws and accepting that mistakes are part of life. Highly attractive people don't try to hide their past mistakes or pretend that they've always had it together. They acknowledge their past, take responsibility for their actions, and use those experiences as opportunities for growth. This mindset of self-compassion is powerful because it invites others to do the same. When people see someone who is not afraid to acknowledge their flaws, it gives them the courage to be open about their own imperfections. Furthermore, authenticity allows for consistency in behavior. What you see is what you get with highly attractive people. They don't switch personas depending on the situation or the people they're around. Their actions align with their words, and their behavior is congruent with their values. This consistency fosters trust, which is a cornerstone of attraction. When people know that they can count on someone to be true to themselves, they feel safe in their presence. They don't have to worry about hidden agendas or the possibility of being let down. Authentic people are reliable because they are grounded in their own identity. Another element of authenticity is transparency. Highly attractive people are not afraid to show the world who they truly are, even if it means exposing parts of themselves that might not fit into society's idealized image of success. They speak openly about their challenges, their dreams, and their disappointments. This transparency builds deeper connections with others because it eliminates the distance that can sometimes exist when people only share their polished, idealized selves. People are drawn to those who are open and honest, who are willing to share the full spectrum of their experiences rather than just the highlights. The beauty of authenticity is that it fosters an environment where others feel free to be themselves as well. When people see that it's safe to express their true selves without fear of judgment or rejection, they open up in ways they might not otherwise. Highly attractive people inspire others to embrace their own uniqueness because they lead by example. They don't impose expectations or try to change others. Instead, they create a space where authenticity is celebrated. In conclusion, authenticity is not just about being real for the sake of it, but about fostering connections that are genuine and meaningful. It's about showing up in the world as the person you truly are, flaws and all, and embracing vulnerability with grace. When people are authentic, they attract others not because they are flawless, but because they make others feel safe, valued, and seen. In a world that often prizes perfection, authenticity is a rare and magnetic quality that draws people in. It's the foundation of trust, connection, and true attraction. Highly attractive people have a remarkable ability to create an environment where others feel safe, valued, and accepted. This is one of their defining traits, and it's not something that is always immediately visible. It's subtle, but it's also incredibly powerful. When someone feels psychologically safe, they are able to show up as their true selves, without fear of judgment, criticism, or rejection. This sense of safety fosters trust, openness, and deeper connections, which naturally draws people in. The first step in creating psychological safety is making others feel heard and understood. Highly attractive people excel at listening. They don't just hear words, they actively listen with the intent to understand. In a world where conversations are often dominated by people eager to share their own opinions or experiences, highly attractive individuals take a different approach. They don't interrupt or try to steer the conversation in their direction. Instead, they patiently listen, giving others the space to express themselves fully. By doing so, they create an environment where people feel that their thoughts and emotions are respected and valued. This, in turn, allows for more authentic and meaningful conversations. But listening is only one part of the equation. Creating psychological safety also involves making others feel accepted, even when their ideas or perspectives differ from your own. It's easy to create safety when everyone agrees with you, but highly attractive people go a step further. They are open-minded and non-judgmental, even when they encounter ideas or beliefs that challenge their own. This doesn't mean they always agree, but they offer a space where different viewpoints are welcome. They ask questions, seek understanding, and engage in respectful dialogue. This willingness to embrace diversity of thought makes people feel comfortable expressing themselves without fear of being shut down or dismissed. In addition to listening and embracing differences, creating psychological safety requires a sense of empathy. Highly attractive people have an innate ability to put themselves in others' shoes and understand their feelings and perspectives. They don't rush to solve problems or offer advice unless it's needed. Instead, they simply listen and acknowledge the emotions involved. This empathy allows people to feel seen and validated, which builds trust. When you feel that someone truly understands what you're going through, it fosters a deep sense of connection and loyalty. Another key element of creating psychological safety is vulnerability. Highly attractive people are not afraid to be open about their own struggles, doubts, and imperfections. In fact, they often lead with vulnerability, which sets the tone for others to do the same. This creates a reciprocal relationship of trust and openness. When someone sees that you are willing to be vulnerable and share your true self, they feel safe doing the same. Vulnerability creates a sense of mutual respect and encourages the sharing of honest emotions and experiences. This openness strengthens the bond between individuals and makes interactions feel more genuine. Psychological safety also requires consistency. People are drawn to those who are reliable, trustworthy, and predictable in their behavior. Highly attractive people create a sense of safety by showing up consistently, both in their actions and their words. They are not unpredictable or erratic in their behavior, but instead, they maintain a steady presence that others can rely on. This consistency creates a sense of security, allowing people to feel comfortable being themselves without worrying about how the other person will react. One of the most powerful aspects of psychological safety is the ability it gives people to take risks. When others feel safe, they are more likely to step outside of their comfort zones, share new ideas, or take on challenges. Highly attractive people encourage others to be bold and embrace vulnerability, knowing that they will be met with understanding and support. They create an environment where people feel empowered to try new things, make mistakes, and grow. This creates a dynamic of mutual respect, where everyone feels safe to evolve without fear of failure or judgment. Creating psychological safety also involves being mindful of nonverbal cues. Highly attractive people are often keenly aware of their body language, tone of voice, and facial expressions. These subtle cues can either reinforce or undermine a sense of safety. For example, crossing arms or avoiding eye contact can create feelings of defensiveness or discomfort. On the other hand, open body language, a warm smile, and a calm tone can put others at ease. Highly attractive people are aware of these nonverbal signals and use them to create an environment that feels welcoming and safe. In summary, the ability to create psychological safety is one of the most attractive qualities a person can possess. It's about making others feel heard, accepted, and understood, regardless of their differences or vulnerabilities. It's about being empathetic, non-judgmental, and consistent in your actions. By creating a space where people feel comfortable being themselves, highly attractive individuals foster deeper, more meaningful connections. In a world where so many people feel disconnected or unsafe, the ability to create psychological safety is truly magnetic, drawing people in and building relationships that are grounded in trust and authenticity. In today's fast-paced, hyper-connected world, being fully present in the moment is becoming increasingly rare. Yet, this is one of the most powerful habits of highly attractive people. They make others feel as though they are the center of attention, not by dominating the conversation or constantly talking about themselves, but by offering their undivided attention. Being truly present means putting aside distractions and engaging fully with the person in front of you. It is about focusing all of your energy on the conversation, the experience, or the connection at hand, and making the other person feel valued and important. Highly attractive people recognize that time is one of the most precious gifts they can give. When they engage with someone, they don't just go through the motions, they invest their attention. This means putting away phones, avoiding looking around the room, and resisting the urge to check messages or emails. In an age where multitasking is celebrated, choosing to focus entirely on the present moment can feel revolutionary. It says to the other person, "You matter. I value our interaction more than any distraction." This simple yet profound act of focusing on someone else is one of the easiest ways to make a lasting impression and to deepen your connections with others. Being present goes beyond just the physical aspect. It's about engaging emotionally and mentally too. Highly attractive individuals do this by being fully engaged in the conversation. They ask questions that show genuine interest and respond thoughtfully, not just with words, but with their full attention. When someone is truly present, they absorb the conversation, take time to understand the feelings behind the words, and engage with empathy and understanding. This makes the other person feel truly heard, something that is becoming increasingly rare in a world full of distractions. The impact of this full presence is extraordinary. When someone gives you their undivided attention, it creates an immediate sense of trust and respect. People naturally gravitate toward those who make them feel valued and appreciated. When someone listens to you intently, not out of obligation but because they are genuinely interested, it creates a connection that is more profound than any small talk or surface-level conversation ever could. The feeling of being truly seen and understood is incredibly attractive, and it creates a lasting bond between people. Furthermore, highly attractive people know that being present requires patience. In conversations, It can be tempting to interrupt or finish someone else's sentences, especially if you feel you know where the conversation is going. But highly attractive people resist this impulse. They allow the other person to speak fully, without rushing to provide their own opinions or thoughts. This patience communicates that the other person's words and feelings are worthy of time and consideration. It also allows for deeper, more meaningful exchanges because when one person feels heard, they are more likely to open up and share more. The ability to be present also extends to body language. Highly attractive people are attuned to the nonverbal cues of those around them. They maintain eye contact, use open gestures, and avoid distractions like looking at their phone or fidgeting. These nonverbal signs communicate attentiveness and openness. When someone maintains good eye contact and leans in slightly during a conversation, it signals that they are fully engaged and interested. Their body language invites others to feel comfortable and seen, creating an atmosphere of connection and trust. Another key element of being present is the ability to be emotionally attuned to the other person. Highly attractive people don't just listen with their ears, they listen with their hearts. They sense the emotional tone of a conversation and respond accordingly, offering empathy and understanding. Whether someone is excited about an achievement or expressing frustration with a challenge, highly attractive people are able to connect with those emotions and respond in a way that shows they care. This emotional attunement deepens the bond between individuals and makes the interaction feel more intimate and meaningful. Being present also has a profound effect on one's own sense of well-being. When you are fully engaged in a moment, whether it's a conversation, an activity, or an experience, you are living in the now. This can help to reduce stress and anxiety, as you're not distracted by past regrets or future worries. This mindfulness or focus on the present cultivates a calm and centered demeanor that others find magnetic. People are naturally drawn to those who seem at ease with themselves and their surroundings. When someone is fully present, they exude a sense of tranquility that others find soothing and appealing. In addition, when you are truly present with others, it builds a reputation of reliability and dependability. People know that when they talk to you, you're not just going through the motions or waiting for your turn to speak. They know that you will give them your full attention and that you value them enough to be fully engaged in the conversation. This fosters a sense of trust and mutual respect, which is essential for building strong and lasting relationships. In summary, the habit of being fully present is one of the most attractive qualities a person can develop. It requires patience, focus, and emotional awareness. When you engage with others in this way, you create an environment where they feel truly heard, understood, and valued. This not only makes them feel more connected to you, but it also builds trust, strengthens relationships, and leaves a lasting impression. In a world full of distractions and shallow interactions, being fully present is a rare and powerful gift, one that is deeply attractive to others and creates a sense of connection that goes beyond words. Highly attractive people possess a sense of purpose that sets them apart from others. This purpose is not simply a fleeting goal or a career ambition, but a deep, internal drive that fuels their actions and shapes their behavior. It is a guiding force in their lives that influences how they approach relationships, challenges, and opportunities. The clarity of their purpose gives them a quiet confidence that is magnetic and compelling. When someone knows their why, they approach life with a sense of intention and direction that draws others to them. Living with purpose allows highly attractive individuals to radiate authenticity and confidence. They are not swayed by external opinions or distractions. Instead, they remain focused on what truly matters to them, whether it's their values, passions, or personal mission. This sense of inner direction enables them to stay grounded and secure in their identity, even in the face of challenges or uncertainty. They are not constantly searching for validation or approval from others, because their sense of purpose gives them the confidence to stay true to themselves. This internal confidence is contagious and inspires those around them. Attractive people who live with purpose are often seen as visionaries or trailblazers. They have a clear sense of what they want to achieve and are determined to make it happen. This clarity of vision makes them more resilient and adaptable. They are not easily discouraged by setbacks or obstacles because they know their journey has a deeper meaning. Their sense of purpose gives them the strength to keep moving forward, even when the path is difficult or uncertain. This resilience is not only attractive, but it also inspires others to pursue their own goals with the same determination and focus. The presence of a strong sense of purpose also leads to a life filled with meaning and fulfillment. Highly attractive people are not simply going through the motions of life. They approach each day with intention, knowing that their actions are aligned with their values and long-term vision. They don't waste time on activities or relationships that don't serve their greater purpose. Instead, they prioritize what truly matters and invest their energy in pursuits that align with their passions and goals. This focus creates a sense of inner peace and contentment, as they are not constantly distracted by external pressures or expectations. Their sense of fulfillment is evident to others and makes them even more attractive, as people are naturally drawn to those who are at peace with themselves and their lives.